Charleston Southern coming off a loss against number 4 William and Mary, 15-7 last week. That's they played an FBS ranked team, an FCS ranked team, another FCS ranked team on the schedule this week, Western Carolina. So, Coach, just some thoughts on your team, and we'll go into questions.
I think it's aptly stated by you. We're just playing a tough schedule right now, and we're a young, inexperienced football team. Man, we sure hung in there with the really good group from the former Colonial, now Coastal Conference, which is obviously one of the great leagues here in FCS. So I was really proud of the way we competed. I thought defensively we answered the bell time after time, and now obviously offensively we got to get going. We just haven't been in much of a rhythm yet. So part of that is ourselves. Part of that is we played some pretty good teams.
Thanks, Coach. I know if anybody's listening has questions, you can let me know down in the chat, and I can call on you, and then you can ask away. You want to win every game, but what does that say when you play this tough schedule and you play teams well? Is it the next game we're getting that much closer, and then when we get to those conference games that matter, we've learned a lot about our team, or is that something? Am I way off?
I think right now we're just evaluating everything based off of improvement. And sometimes you don't see that fruit on the scoreboard. Certainly would like to see it on the scoreboard, but I do think we're getting battle tested, especially up front. I mean, William & Mary's got as good a defensive line as I think I've ever seen in FCS football. They get really two elite ends. We're chopping wood right now. We're battling, we're scarring up our hands a little bit, creating calluses, whatever you want to call it. But it does mean our hands hurt a little bit, but that means we got to suck it up and keep playing and continue to try to get better. So, and I think we're seeing that on the film. I think defensively and in special teams, we're playing pretty well. The big kickoff return last week. It's the first time I think in almost 10 years we've taken one back to the house. Set the school record 101 yards. Pop, Holland doing that. So, I'm proud of the way we're competing, and I love our mindset. Our guys are just really, really frustrated and want to get one in that right hand column.
Most of the scoring, right? All but one was in the last touchdown was in the first quarter. Anything to that? Like, what was the difference in second quarter through, till into the third and the fourth, like where neither team could really get that offensive scoring going?
I mean, you got to credit both defenses that were really playing well. I mean, it was as we knew going into the game. We can watch their film. We kept telling our guys, "Hey, this is going to be black and blue Saturday right here." I mean, this is a physical doggone football team. And and so I thought both defenses carried the bigger hammer, and the D lines were getting after the offensive lines, unfortunately, we weren't able to get anything really going there, to move the football, and then we had some untimely penalties. We had some things where we shot ourselves in the foot. We got a high low, which while we're in field goal range, which if we're in field goal range there, it takes us out of field goal range. We got a chance to take the lead at the end of the first half, and so it's just things that happen in a football game, and you got to overcome those.
And if you have questions for Coach, you can let me know down in the chat, and I will call on you. Let's turn our attention then to this week's opponent in Western Carolina and what you've seen of them.
I think obviously I've played against Coach Bell, several times when he was at Valdosta. We were at Albany State. Obviously, he runs a really good program, highly successful national championship coach in Division II, and very explosive offensively. Just a very fast team overall. And so, it doesn't matter if it's receivers or DBs or linebackers. You can tell he obviously, recruits a team that is extremely fast. Very well coached. Obviously from another great league, and they got a couple good wins. Beat Sanford a couple weeks ago, and then knocked off EKU. That's two playoff teams right there. So it's good. We just keep running the gauntlet here, and we're going reap we'll reap fruit at the end of the day.
Anybody else questions for Coach? I don't want to take up all the time if you do. I know some people listening.
All right, you're good.
Well, then coach, last question, and then we will let you go. With this game, where have you seen? You talked about some of the areas. Where have you seen maybe your team get better at so far that maybe you weren't expecting to be this quick? Where are you ahead of maybe where you thought you'd be in a certain area?
I think for sure on special teams, you know what I'm saying? I didn't expect us to be covering and playing as well. You know, just coming out of fall camp, I thought it was kind of a question mark for us. So I've been really pleased with our specialists. I think we've put some good plans together, kind of kept people off balance. So we've made some big plays. The kicking game has been great. And then I think we're tackling much better than I thought we would at this point in the season. I always feel like tackling at the beginning of the year is kind of subpar. So I think we're doing a really good job of wrapping up and toes tackling and getting guys on the ground.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Sorry, Zoom gave us issues there. Best of luck this weekend, and we will talk to you again same time next week.
No big deal. Thanks. Appreciate it, Kyle.
Thanks, Coach.